evening. This is a meeting of the Ayer Conservation Commission on Thursday, July 9th at 7 p.m. in Ayer Town Hall. With us this evening are John Schmallenberger, member, Heather Hampson, conservation agent, Jeremiah, esteemed clerk, George Bacon, vice chair, and new member Andy McGregor, and I am the chair, Jessica Jean. First on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Any changes?
No.
So George, take it away with a motion.
Motion to approve the agenda as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the chair votes aye. Next up is approval of the meeting minutes for June 25th, 2026. I was not at that meeting, so it seemed to go smoothly.
Did I know minutes you felt like you were there?
I felt like I was right there. Any changes to the minutes?
Yes.
Oh, no, fine, sorry.
Not important for this one, but I would just get in the habit of when we do a motion approved and then our data is signed and Okay. Motion to approve the minutes as written for June 25th.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the chair votes aye. Okay, next we have a continued public hearing for a notice of intent filed under the Ayer local bylaw, wetlands bylaw by Sawyer May LLC for Ryan Park Drive. Because it's under the bylaw only, there is no STEP file number. And Heather, would you update us on where we are?
Yes, so, at the last meeting, Mr. Cataldo, requested a continuation of the last meeting because we had not heard from, Natural Heritage, from the Division of Fisheries and Wildlife. On July 1st, they did issue their, decision on it, and they approved the project with 3 conditions. One being the submittal of a turtle protection plan, which I spoke to Joe Cataldo, and he stated he's working with the consultant he hired for the wetlands part to create that. They need to record the plan and a letter in the plan for the state. So I have taken the opportunity to draft, add that to the special conditions to the project to state that all conditions listed in the letter dated July 1st, 2026 from the Division of Fisheries and Wildlife are incorporated into these special conditions. So we have everything we need in order to issue a order of conditions for the project.
Okay, so everything's been done, it's all complete. Anybody have comments, questions? Crickets?
The only other conditions that we put on there outside the standard ones we have, which we'd already discussed with our previous meeting, was to limit the work to be done on site in peak nesting season for the vernal pool activity, so from March 1st to April 15th. And then I wanted them to add no dumping signage along the catch basins along the subdivision road, and a request that the vegetation at the end of the cul-de-sac be completed first when the road is complete.
Once they complete that, then
They get the vegetation done, so they can work back to try to leave that area, not keep going back and working in that potential vernal pool area, and just be done and work back.
Okay, motion to approve the order of conditions, approve and issue the order of conditions for the notice of intent from Sawyer May LLC, Ryan Park Drive.
And bring with this, Andy will not vote since he wasn't a part of the board for those.
Right, okay, so, we'll just be four of us voting since Mr. Roberto was not part of our team during the review process. So. Motion has been offered,
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Chair votes aye and one abstention.
Abstention, is it, is that technically abstention?
I would just
The one that was in, was in that, and then if you really vote, so we do abstention. So then we can vote.
Okay,
This is too much
discussion. Not a, and we have now signed the signature page for the order of conditions. There is another motion for this. Mr. Bacon?
Motion to close the public hearing.
I'm sorry, what?
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the chair votes aye. Okay, so that one's now off our list. We move on to this, office and member updates.
I think we want to go through the regulations first, because I really would like to get these to the point review the town council and then public hearing.
Oh, that was one of my questions then, was before we do the public hearing, we have to have.
Yes, I'll have town council review it. And just for a point of clarification, which regards to Jess's comments from the last time, the fee schedule that was attached, those are for additional fees on top of the state. That's why they're so low. It's more or less for additional fees in regards to especially larger projects, but even a small single family house, that's still entitled, it's still quite a bit of work that gets done on this on the office side. Majority, most towns do have a bylaw fee. I'd say it's about 60-40 around that, which towns they do. So I didn't want to do ones for RDAs, it's strictly for notices of intent. And they are to try to keep them on the smaller side. That's just it's the fees is similar to the Work Protection Act fee where it goes into the same account and it's strictly for the enforcing of the Work Protection Act, so it can be used for salary, courses or anything like that.
So I would put then in bold at the very top that
It's a bylaw fee.
these are local fees.
Yep. I
And
wanna make sure we have that.
on top of the,
I just wanted to add that for clarification, like I thought because it's in the bylaw that we can have fees, and it was in the regulations, we just didn't have it. So I just added them. And again, that's just for if the board person feels otherwise, that's fine, that was just my suggestion on that. And then I did to Jess's comments in regards to the caliper breast height for the trees. It was listed at 4, some places 5. The tree preservation bylaw that I've been working on, I had for fall town meeting, the one that I took some of the language from Linfield, which passed, had 4.5, so I put in the middle and I put 4.5 feet.
oh, okay, so that's not in the current draft though.
I
Did they put it in the current draft? No, I think it's still 4.
say that again, 4.5 at feet at breast height. Yeah. So you figure out the caliber of a tree at breast height, so.
Right, so we're saying breast
Breast height is 4.5 feet, okay. I was
Yeah, so-
confused. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so you have to add in the half.
Yeah.
Do you have a number in mind for fees?
The fees
Yeah.
did have the fees. So the proposed fees, it's broken down by category. So category 1, which is the lowest one, which I think is the lowest form of a notice of intent, which I think is more or less major slight work, was $25. When you get to a single family house, I have it like $100. When you get into subdivision, I did it
major stormwater permits half of what the state filing fee would be. So I try to keep them on the lower end, and then I did add for amended orders of conditions, because we do not have those now, but like similarly, we had to go back out for National Grid for amending their order, like this still requires a site visit, it still requires work to be reviewed. So I have that as 50% of the original bylaw. And then it'll be a double fee for this price. You'll find the notice after the fact with an enforcement order, it's double. It's in appendix A, which I might not have, I thought I had it in there, so maybe I didn't include it, but I can send it out to you guys again. What?
We're down to the red, highlights.
Yeah, maybe it should be on there, but maybe I had it in another appendix and I didn't add it onto there, so I apologize.
It wasn't on this one.
Because that's what I did. Because I can take it out and make an appendix on it. It's been so yeah. So I'll send that back out. But the fees were 25, 100, 125, 250, 500, and then the last two categories were 50%.
I have the copy that they include. How much would you have to change it to? Yeah, the 2 spots you have to change to.
Yes. I just wanna make sure things, I'm gonna double check those on that though, on the site plan review regulations to see if they have trees that have to be marked, something on there. I just wanna make sure all the towns are the same.
Yeah.
So if the tree preservation bylaw draft has 4.5, I'll make sure ours say 4.5, and I wanna make sure that matches whatever the town already has with the site plan. So if the site plan says something different, I'll just change it again, but I just did it all quicker.
It's just 2 spots really specified.
But so if there is one listed in the site plan, I'll just change to what the site plan says.
On the fee schedule,
Yes.
in addition to highlighting that these are separate fees from the state fees, from the state and local fees.
Yes.
I still would spell out what each of the categories, give a few examples of.
I mean, I can do that.
Just because you think of a homeowner or somebody.
More homeowners often ones filing for notices of intent, it's always like,
Okay.
engineers, we have to have engineered site plans. I mean, I can give examples if we like.
But if it's, so if it's an RDA, they don't have to do that.
They don't have to do anything, no, I'm trying to keep the homeowners as efficient.
Right.
What we can do as far as, minor projects and things.
Okay, if you think that's sufficient, that's. So, anybody else get a chance?
Anybody have any questions or when they reviewed them? Any comments, anything that they didn't like that I added that's outside of what you guys actually want?
I think you're stuck with my.
No, that's okay. I know I threw some stuff in there that might have been a little, I did extend the buffer zone for vernal pools. It doesn't prohibit anything in there, it just means the commission that has review of what activities go on in there. And I know that was at one point, Mark was still here, he didn't 100% agree with me adding it to 2. Nobody's there, but I was gonna put it in there anyway, and if you guys could have taken it out, I was like, I'm not throwing it no matter what, but no, it's because it does.
I'm just curious, like, why change?
So vernal pools technically aren't protected under the Wetland Protection Act, they're protected under our regulations only, they're only protected if they fall into a wetland itself, sometimes they can be isolated. Vernal pools are where frogs, salamanders, and everything will go in to do their breeding and lay their eggs. They only typically last for the spring, they dry out in the summer. These animals are migrating to these specific spots, they don't live there. So the point to extend the buffer zone, the regulatory power of the commission for those vernal pools is so we can make sure we're not clear cutting, we're actually leaving more vegetation around there. Hopefully we're not putting huge structures or a lot of pavement or catch basins in there that could disorient those animals that are migrating to them. That's the only reason to extend it, because if they're not there as the animals living year round, they migrate to these areas. So I just thought it's important to just have regulatory power and a further expanse around them.
And most of the critters,
Sorry.
200.
I think most of the critters, they travel well further than
They
200.
do, and that
feet,
was,
so-
and that's the whole point. Is it, so to extend it, is it really going to do anything? I don't know, but they are traveling a lot farther. But it does give them, I mean, I don't know, more of a, I don't know. In my head, thinking more of a protection than, I don't know. But again, it's something you guys could decide. I could take it out before it goes to town council, or town council might say no. I mean, I don't know. But to make major changes before at public hearing is when we have to re-advertise. So that's why I'm bringing that up now. If it's something you want me to take out, I can take that out.
Well, most vernal pools aren't gonna be in homeowner's backyard, they're gonna be in some kind of a subdivision or something like that, right? I mean,
So the few that we have in town, the one we did have that was a certified one outside of the potential one over on Ryan Park. If you remember, West Main Street, that large project, the large apartment complex on West Main Street.
Oh, that didn't go through.
It didn't go through. It passed us, but didn't go through because ours was just a parking. There was a vernal pool on that one, and that's basically just causing constitutional rail line. So, and we had the stormwater system draining basically right at that 100-foot. The overflow was right at that 100-foot buffer. So this would just get a little bit more protection to that. Whether that would do anything, I don't know, but again, that's one of the reasons why I mentioned it this evening, to try to get that before you guys, because if you want to have me take it out or lessen it or whatever, just to have that conversation, and I'll do that now. That's one of the main things that I put in, that was my own thing, that may or may not be controversial to the rest to you all.
I don't think 200 feet's enough, but it's gonna be, that's gonna be a tough nut to crack, right?
Yeah, I mean, having a commission extend their regulatory power, extend their buffer zone is it's not very common. There are ones that do it. The city of Westfield has a 200-foot buffer to wetlands. So on my head, I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that. But this gives us something a little bit extra outside of what we have.
So question, does our bylaw specify buffer zone to vernal pools?
It does not. It just says buffer zone, and it's and it gives a definition of vernal.
So we're not doing that.
No, and I double checked the same thing. I checked something else, and I checked the definition. I was checking definitions to make sure we weren't messing.
I'm sorry.
No, I don't see any harm in trying.
I don't see any harm in trying either. It's,
And there is the whole section on waivers.
Yeah, there's a section on waivers. We're not prohibiting anything. It just gives the commission the oversight up to 200 feet instead of 100.
So we can have those conversations about the importance of.
Correct. Yeah, we can talk about vegetation and everything that goes in there. Maybe do some invasive removal and native planting in there further outside that 100 foot. It doesn't prohibit any work in there. And then we could just see how that, if we were looking to, if we do it, and we also have the 200-foot riverfront on the perennial streams and intermittent streams, whereas perennial, the other ones that are the back, we have intermittent streams as well. So we have extended our regulatory power on those without any issue, that maybe we'll add vernal pools on there, and maybe in 10 years you guys can extend your wetland buffer to 150 feet if the small goes with it. Just
10
slowly.
years, huh? You're gonna be selling this thing, George?
Slow. I mean, I'm just throwing up like something like slowly. We just slowly add a little more.
Well, Andy will be chair.
Next year.
But
Yeah.
it's just a small little regulatory thing. It's like there's not too many vernal pools in town. It's just one of those things that they are sensitive. As long as the commission's fine with that, I'll leave it.
Alright, so do we have to take a vote to approve this?
No, there's no vote on anything, no, that's what
So this was just.
it's just a discussion, I wanna make sure there was no other changes, comments before we looked at moving these forward to the process.
Town council.
I will bring town council, yes.
Okay. Anybody have thoughts? That we're ready to move forward to the next step.
Good question. What's town council?
Town council is the town's lawyers, so they're the ones who represent the town when it regards to passing regulations, bylaws, lawsuits that would come over, town purchases, making sure we're all abiding by the state laws.
Not that big.
Also, it can be confusing, we had this discussion with my sister once. Talk about town council, well, don't they all meet? And said, no, a group that meets is COU and CIL council. The law group is COU and SEL.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
Oh, I always do the wrong one.
Did we all know? So is there any reason why we would wanna say like increase it to 250 but then we can negotiate to the 200 that we want?
No, because who are we negotiating with?
I don't know, I just
yeah.
thought I'd throw it out there.
Yep, no,
John
we-
wants the larger.
No, I think we add it to 200 and see how it goes, and we'll go from there. Let's see if I just sort of, again, there isn't many in town. We do need to try to get some more federal pools certified, but a lot of them that we do have are already being protected open spaces. So there's just a few that aren't, and this would just give us more protection on those.
Okay. So I guess, any sense of how long things are taken to run by town council?
We got a new fiscal year, so we're ready to go on that.
Okay.
Um,
It's stressed that we want this,
So I will do the changes and verify some things on there. I will send out the appendix A so you guys can take a look at the final piece that I'm proposing. And I will reach out to Robert, town manager, to make sure to see about making sure we get this before town council, so I can
we don't have to do anything for fall town meeting for this.
No, the regulations are only public hearing.
Yeah. Alright, so we're
Only
not in any.
bylaws have to do with it.
Okay, I guess
That's why bylaws are usually very general, and regulations are.
very specific.
If I can get to the point where we're at Arlington size, their regulations are 84 pages. I've already doubled them, made them longer since I started, so slowly working our way to getting more detail in there.
Is that a good thing?
84
84 pages?
pages, it's very specific on what it is that they can, yeah. So when I look to try to add things, I usually look at Arlington, what's the other one? Brookline, Newton, a lot of the Boston towns, and Cambridge have a lot of good stuff in them. But like some of the smaller towns around here, we had a tree, part of the policy that I added it into here. The tree, for the 2-to-1 replication of the trees removed, that I cut that from Bloomberg, so.
I simplified the language a little bit on the section you wrote about the number of trees.
Oh, yeah, the in-kind match and all that, yes.
Yeah, cause you have like, okay.
Yeah, that I took, okay, what time I got. I don't remember what time I took that, I didn't wait or something. And over something.
Yeah, there were a couple
For the
different.
wetland mitigation.
You actually shortened something?
I did.
There was a lot of, it did a lot of like in-kind match on this, and it was a lot.
Yeah, I just said in all cases, whether replacing at a 1-to-1 ratio or greater, sizing of the replacement tree or trees should be equal to that of the removed tree or trees. Or a height of 10 feet, whichever is less, because it was the same for 1-to-1 and then also 1.
Yeah, I double check that too. The size of the tree, I know I have that in the tree conservation bylaw too, I should make sure that that's match. So it's a bigger tree than the place, you put more in there in this place. Trying to save a tree, as best I can.
So that's ready to move on?
Okay.
Okay, updates.
Updates. First off and foremost, town meeting on Monday.
Yeah.
We have 50 people to go, we're gonna have a forum, so. I guess my
I'm
local
not
town
here, so it
meeting is,
doesn't really matter.
people might watch.
Is it the right of way from the bridge project?
Correct,
So
so-
we didn't have it
so we
before
did
started
not-
the project?
We did not have an easement, again, that's not outside of my control.
No, I know it's, no,
I think there might have been a miscommunication on the DPW and or the contractor side and the property owner in regards to that. And when they tried to work things out, it was not going well. So we had to go the route of getting an easement, which is why we're going to town meeting. Because in order for the town to get an easement, we have to have, it has to be about a town meeting.
So the minimum quorum for town meeting is 50.
I think it's 50.
Our town does not have the best turnout. So as a new resident, if you feel like going to town meeting and
It should only be about a half hour. It's considered.
Yeah. So yeah,
I do have to go in case there's any questions.
So the easement that we're granting to the billboard people.
No, it's the people from the billboard granting us an easement.
it reads to authorize the board of select board to negotiate.
Mm-hmm. And we're the ones asking for an easement.
I think
I mean, there's a lot, I guess there's a lengthy process and a lot of failed communications that brought us to these things.
okay.
If you read the article one and
That is 7 p.m. Monday.
7 p.m. Monday at the high school. Be there. People come. We're all reversed and Wednesday, the 15th, I will be at the library, helping them post a bug hotel making with the library. So if anyone wants to come, registration's still open, they had too many people, I don't know, but we're making bug hotels. Shoebox, and you fill it full of sticks and pine cones, and to make a little house for bugs to live in. And you get more native bugs, 'cause what the issue that happens is people clear their yards of all the leaf debris and sticks and stuff, so there's no, and they do spray. And there's no home for the good bugs, not the mosquitoes and stuff, but the native ladybugs, your fireflies, your moths and other things, caterpillars to live in. So you make a little bug hotel and put it on your porch and make a little house for bugs to live in, and then that'll bring in birds because birds like to eat bugs and keep some of the leaves in the yard. Hopefully. But it's a fun activity, and you know, the library does a lot of stuff that are, whether it's princess pool for girls, I think this is a fun like activity for boys like bugs. I mean, I always like bugs. Good kid activity, good summertime kid activity. And maybe people will make these, and maybe we'll start seeing some fireflies.
I did see some fireflies a couple times recently.
I have too, and it's the first time in a long time that I've seen them, so I was super excited. So we're doing it on the 15th.
Not many, but
What time? 6 to I think 7:15. I have a CBA meeting at 3 o'clock, I gotta like duck out real quick, make a phone call and okay, but it's 6 to 7:15 at the library. Pace is looking for volunteers for their water chestnut pole. I asked Christine, who's the president of Pace, to send me the sign up. I haven't gotten it yet. But it's July 17th, 18th, 19th, and I think 20th, or rain date of the 20th. So I'm not sure if it's on Pace's website as a whole. If I can get the information, I'll send it out to you guys, but they are looking for volunteers for their chestnut pole and Brook Pond. Yep. I'm
Is it coming back?
Mm-hmm. So they did find some, so yeah, we had everyone a year without any, and it's come back, but I mean, it's a huge improvement from what was out there, so that's good.
so do you know much about water chestnuts?
Yes, I told past.
Okay.
I haven't stepped on one.
Yeah, I would hurt. Yeah, so. anyone's interested in that, you can reach out to either Pace or hopefully I can get that information and put it on the town's website. That or sign ups for that.
They have their own canoes.
They have their own canoes. That this year they're partnering with North National Watershed, so they have an agreement with them for some of the rent. They have their own canoes plus having them there to help with the paddling items for that. So that's the pond treatment took place last week. Was it last week? Yeah. So we've now had our 2 treatments on our ponds. 2 invoices have been paid. I now have the ability to modify our webpage. I now have access to that. So I will be working on that over the next few weeks to get all current applications that are before the commission up on the website. And I'll work to get the pond reports up on there as they come out. Treatments that they've done and what they've seen on site. So look forward to that. If there's anything else sees that they want to see changed on the webpage, let me know and I'll play around with it and see what I can do to help fix it up. It's a learning process.
Are they still sending us those post-treatment reports?
They are. So I have the post-treatment report from the first one that was done back in May. That came in with the invoice for that, and I haven't gotten the one for this last one that just because it just did last week. So
Did you forward it to us?
I will forward whatever treatment reports that I have gotten.
It's
Yeah,
interesting.
the water temperature and the clarity and everything. Yeah, and it's always on. It's Cedar Pond, almost to the bottom. Flanagan, they can see to the bottom of the pre-treatment survey. So clarity on it was good. The oxygen level was okay. The temperature level was good. So pH was good. So I did that post-treatment.
Do you know if they had done anything with that fragmite or something?
I have not heard yet on that. I didn't look at the report. I will look at it and I will reach out to Joe at Water and Wetlands in regards to that. Fragments that are out there.
Fragmite, there's a native fragmite, isn't there?
Mhm,
This
there
is
is.
this is not. It's
Isn't it a common reed?
It is, yeah.
It's very tall, a little wispy.
Yeah, it
Talk to
almost
it.
looks like, winter rye looks like a seed. It almost looks like that, but it's in water, so it's not.
There's like a sharp line between Cat's Hills on one side and then.
Yep. Just a cat tail thing, what is that? I don't know. It's by mice. No, I haven't heard back on it. I'll check it on that. Same if I haven't heard any. Have you seen any issues with the beavers over on the Snake Hill Culvert or anything yet?
No.
No, everything's still good. Do I have anything else? We will have an application for the next meeting for an RDA. Came in today for the Barnum Road Bridge. I haven't read through it to see exactly what that RDA is for, but we'll have that for the next meeting on July 23rd.
TPW.
DPW, yeah. I don't have anything else at this point.
We used to be much busier.
We were much busier.
But I think the economy was figures. The
Yeah.
CBA has not, our CBA
Has not met.
since November.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since November.
We have, if anyone's interested, there is a house listed for sale at Lincoln Hills.
Really?
Already. So we are still getting reports for Lincoln Hills. Started getting the strip reports for 12 Willow. So they've done the clearing over there. I haven't heard anything else about what's going on. I did get a call today about one tree they were trying to save that they could, that was on our plan to be saved. They had to take it, but they will do the one-to-one replacement on that and update their plan to the plan. Cause it's like in the being the root system right where the retaining wall is gonna be, so.
Has Stratton Hill pulled building permits?
No, Stratton Hill has not pulled building permits. I was out there before the last meeting, missed that one. So they got to go ahead and move the turtle nesting area. So they won't start that till the nesting area season's over, so they won't start that till September. They're still working on, I think they still has a little more blasting to do. They're still working on the large stormwater basin that is up there isn't even at full size yet. It's only at half size, so they still have to build that out. So they're still working on infrastructure up there, but they do have the majority of the stormwater in. They just have to get, I think, across the road, they're working on it. But they're still working up there. National Grid is done, so that was the one positive up there. National Grid's done their work up there, so that's one less.
Essentially, we've learned all these places are.
Yeah.
Stratton Hill is the subdivision over off of Wright Road, which is the one that was outside of San Juan.
At this moment, is it kind of just a buddy?
It's not, it was a pre-approved subdivision back in 2003, I think, and they cut the road in, and then it just sat dormant for about 18 years, and they came back and revised the plan, reduced it by quite a bit. The project is intersected by the power line easement, so it was a large stretch of property. So we got them through negotiations between the town and Fish and Wildlife, the state. They put 103 acres of open space, and there's only about 10 acres of development. The rest of it's left over. So they dramatically reduced the footprint of the project compared to the original subdivision. So it's very nice.
So you know Sandy Pond, right?
I live actually near John.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
live-
so
I live-
yeah, so there's this Stratton Hill, the initially did and this year they'll be making suggestions. They're not doing anything most of the power. This is a power line easement. And we argued that the easement itself is a different footprint.
Yeah, we argued that the power lines were at a wildlife corridor.
So all their development now is for solar power, doing a retention basin off this area.
Which part of the conditions on that was they had to do monitoring of the long pond because it's our only contaminated pond. All the ponds are
Contaminated by what?
all of our ponds are connected in town. So they start at Long Pond, go to Sandy Pond, then Flanagan Pond, then across town, and eventually into Grove Pond and Plowshare Pond.
Upper Flanagan.
Yep. Upper Flanagan, or Pine Meadow Pond. Yep. Yeah, all the waterways in the area are technically are connected.
It's long on the one with the big osprey nest or something.
Yes. In Upper Flanagan Pond.
Is there an osprey nest down in Long Pond?
Long Pond. Yeah, there's one. I think there's one in Long Pond. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Flanagan. I mean, Upper Flanagan. Pine Meadow Pond does.
Rock Meadow Pond.
Ross Meadow Pond does.
Yeah. Okay.
But so that was part of the conditions, is they didn't do water treatment monitoring of that with that big basin to make sure they weren't adding anything.
That's a special place.
Yes.
If we ever have another frozen winter again,
Oh, I'm going out there.
yeah, you can, and the ice is thick enough, you can walk from the Wright Road area, or from that end of Long Pond to the other end, which is just in Tibin Groton. There's a couple beaver dams you have to scramble over, and there's a heron rookery back there. And that might be where there's an osprey nest.
Yeah, it could be, because I mean, you have all the conservation land ground.
Yeah.
The because it's Mass Audubon.
Okay. So that's Stratton Hill.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be able to take a look at the Snake Hill Red Road resident who cleared those fallen trees.
Mhm.
That looked okay to you?
Oh, and our sign got delivered on Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
The new sign for Pine Meadow. So Dan will be back on vacation next week. I don't wanna make Chuck do it in the heat, so I gotta reach out to Chuck and figure out when we can get that old sign taken out and we get the new one put in.
And then we can put some things on like the community Facebook page for people who contribute photos.
Yes, correct, exactly what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the tribute photos and the new trail map up in there. And I'm hoping because we can access it, it's just like these ones out here with the key, that we can maybe change the photos per season. So we can have, so you can see in the summer, this is what maybe come out in the winter. That's my hope, if we can do that. But yeah, I meant to say that our sign, I got the call last week that it was being delivered on Tuesday. So we spent most of our budget this year, so.
So if people, I don't know any personally, we're looking for arborists to look at their trees, condition of trees. Do you have any you recommend?
I cannot do that as a town.
Never mind.
Sorry.
Okay, and last question I have
What do
is,
you know of any flower?
I do know some, yes.
I don't recommend them, but you.
I know, there's ones that I like and there's ones that I don't like, but as a town employee, I cannot.
71 Sandy Pond. They were supposed to be doing public hearing again. Well, the kitty corner to the town beach.
The town land, I haven't heard anything about that. I think the focus is we've moved over to the beach, there's the beach house, and then the senior center, so I don't know what's happening, and then we have this special town meeting, a lot of things happen at the end
And
of
West
this.
Main Street.
Yeah, a lot of things happen at the end of the fiscal year that tied us up, but I will ask the question.
How about those sheds? Before George could ask.
I hope they never go away.
I have a meeting with Robert Thursday, so I will ask him about sheds
It's two sheds.
and 71
Pine
Sandy
Meadow.
Pond.
It shouldn't be there.
I know a lot of that is getting
Oh,
DPW
just
out
like
there to do.
people's backyards.
It's not, it's been like a,
Yeah.
that's what it is at this point. It's, we know they're gonna get down, we know they're gonna be down, Robert's trying to get them, it's gonna be DPW and it's scheduled. And unfortunately, summertime, DPW's obviously very busy, but that's.
Questions from members?
Questions?
Questions, updates, whatever's on your mind.
I have a question. Cannondale?
Cannondale?
Cannondale.
Yeah.
Sorry. That. It's just water.
It's a stormwater pond that's.
That turned into a wetland.
That's a wetland, yeah.
Did they ever clean that up?
They got permission to do so, they never
They just
did.
didn't do it, okay.
Isn't there all sorts of interesting stuff at the bottom of that?
Yeah, they got permission to like basically dredge it, get rid of the debris on there. I suggested to them to put an irrigation pump, like a sprinkler around there to help keep the duckweed down. And I don't know what their kind of association's doing, but because of the age of that system, that stormwater basin, it falls under because it's so old, it's becoming a stormwater, it's becoming a wetland.
Yeah.
But no, they never did anything.
That's all I got.
Jen? George? Andy?
Got that all I could retain.
I didn't start to really process things until I took over being clerk. And then, because you had to take notes, and that did a different form of processing. So, it takes a while. And there's a quiz, and if you don't pass it, we do electric shocks.
So that's what these
That's
changes.
right.
Yeah, you think. Okay, if there's nothing else,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 6:45.